No, there was one moment, one question or comment that I knew two things. I knew one that I needed to really fight as hard as I could to win because, like you said, if I'm not in this seat, what happens? And I knew I wasn't going to get the endorsement of the AFT when I was basically told, well, the plan is to drain the emergency cash reserve so that we can fund a permanent salary increase.
Right.
And as somebody that's done budgets a lot, either at my company or on the foundation or any of the myriad places that I've had to look at a balance sheet, it doesn't make sense to use a limited emergency cash reserve to fund permanent salary increases. And that was kind of the moment for me where it clicked, where I'm like, this is a serious disconnect here. And then when you look at the demands that were placed on the Board of Trustees during the negotiations right after the pandemic started, the demands were essentially a 30% salary increase. That I mean, and if you do the math, a 30% salary increase is right around the amount of the emergency cash reserves. So it felt like there was kind of a disconnect from reality there, responsibility there, and then you start to take into account the state budget and these deferrals, which may or may not become cuts. I've been talking to people I know at the state and been warned that we should be prepared both ways because I mean, who knows what's going to happen. But if they become cuts, I mean, it looks like the emergency cash reserve is now $6 million, which I guess is less than our legal requirement, about 7 million, right? Because it's
right now it's about 23, and I think the latest budget we are doing a deficit spend, and so it's going to go down to about 19 and a half, maybe 20 mil, and
which is what the emergency cash reserve is for.
Right. And there's been some proposals that were out there that would burn that down to less than 5. By state law, we're supposed to have a minimum amount or a certain percentage, and so you don't want to be at the floor, right? It's just not physically sound.
We've seen what's happened before when I've mentioned this before, where boards are taken over by teachers unions and they do exactly what they're trying to do here.
Right.
They take over, they drain the reserves, they go bankrupt, and someone has to take over, and the schools are at risk of losing accreditation, or like in Compton where we had to step in and take over them because they're about to close. So those are all concerns that I have as someone that loves El Camino so much, that given this crisis that's going on in the world, we want to have more kids that are getting educated and people that are looking into other careers. We can't have this college get drained. I mean, we were able to survive the 08 crisis because we had a healthy reserve. So that's my goal in it. Like, I know I'm running against a politician. She was a commissioner for 24 years in the city. She's got a lot of political connections. So very dialed in, which is why she's got lots of money to spend on the campaign. I'm going grassroots all the way. And I hope that the people that are, reading the ballot statement gets to know that, I have a connection like you guys do to the college. And that's why we care. We're not just running as a political stepping stone to go into something else. Like I'm totally fine being a lawyer right now. And, I'm a mom of a 4-year-old, so I'm pretty busy. I'm not doing this because I have to. I'm doing it because I want to. I want to help and give back. So